So just coming to lay down. We can have feet on the floor with our knees bent, or legs flat on the floor, whichever works best for your hips and your lower back. Just gently close the eyes. We'll take a couple of really deep breaths and just let go of any tensions or frustrations that we might have. And we'll start to relax down from the very top of the head. Relaxing the temples and across the forehead. Releasing any tension from the neck and the shoulders. And backs of the arms are getting nice and heavy. And then we'll bring our attention onto the very top of the spine. And we'll just start to relax down then piece by piece through the spine. And just noticing where we're holding on to any tension there. And bringing our attention down onto our hips. And we'll do the same thing, so seeing how those hips are feeling. And we'll soften all the way down the backs of the legs. And relaxing all the way down to the soles of the feet. So now we've noticed where we're holding on to any tension through the body. And just let the whole body relax down into the mat. And the areas of tension are just dissolving away. And we'll start to focus on our breathing. So in and out through the nose if we can. Starting off then with our deep abdominal breath. So we can pop hands on belly if it helps. And as we inhale through the nose, the belly rises up. As we exhale through the nose, the belly falls back down again. And breathing in, the belly rises up. As we breathe out, the belly falls back down. Inhaling, the belly's rising. And exhale, the belly falls back down. And breathing in. And breathing out. We'll move on to our full yogic breath. So again, if it helps, one hand on your belly, the other hand up onto your chest. And as we inhale, the belly, chest and collarbone rising up. As we exhale, collarbone, chest and belly falling back down. And breathing in, the belly, chest and collarbone rising up. And exhale, collarbone, chest and belly fall back down again. Inhaling all the way up to the top. As we exhale all the way back down. Breathing in. Breathing out. We'll try and keep the breath like this then for the rest of the class. So each time we're in our pose, just bring in your attention back onto your breathing again. And if we start to lose the breath, then we're just going to ease ourselves off the stretch and finding that deep breath again. As always then, if you need to stop and have a drink or have a rest, then doing that whenever you need one. And if something isn't feeling right this morning, then take a bit of an easier option or leave a pose out completely. So just working wherever feels best for you. We'll start to warm up then. So with our next inhale, let's reach those arms overhead and take a full body stretch. As we exhale, we'll draw that right leg in. We're pulling it in towards the chest, and we'll point the toes to the ceiling and down to the mat, and moving the ankle up and down. And we'll start to draw a circle with the toes. So go round in one direction. And back in the opposite direction as well. As we exhale, we'll bring the leg back down again. Inhaling, full body stretch again. As we exhale, bring that left leg in. And we'll do the same thing. So toes to the ceiling and down to the mat, moving the ankle up and down. And drawing a circle with the toes, so moving the ankle round in one direction. And back in the opposite direction as well. But with an exhale, let's bring that leg back down again. Inhaling, full body stretch again. As we exhale, we'll bring both knees in this time. So hugging both knees in. So moving that weight around on the spine, rolling from side to side. And when you're ready, let's just roll ourselves over onto our right hand side and just taking a couple more deep breaths there. And when you're ready, then we'll come back up to seated. So legs wherever they feel comfiest, crossed or out in front, doesn't matter. And we'll just bring our chin down towards our chest then. Let's do some neck and shoulder rolls. So just rolling those shoulders up towards the ears and down the back. Just rolling them round in one direction. And then we'll start to roll them back in the opposite direction as well. So bring them forwards. And see if we can try and get that full range of motion again. Great. So bring those shoulders back down. We'll keep them nice and relaxed. And with an inhale, let's just roll the neck towards that right side. So take it over as far as feels comfy. As we exhale, bringing the neck back down again. Inhaling over towards the left. As we exhale, back to center again. Same again, then roll into the right with your inhale. As we exhale, back to center. And then inhaling towards the left. As we exhale, back down again. Good. So with an inhale, let's start to gently look towards the ceiling, but we'll keep the shoulders relaxed. As we exhale, chin back down towards the chest again. And breathing in, looking up to the ceiling. Breathing out, chin back down again. One more then, looking up to the ceiling. As we exhale all the way back down. Great. So with an inhale, we'll just bring that neck back up again. Let's take our right hand out to the side then. With an inhale, we'll take that left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, then let's reach the arm over to the top. Good, inhaling back up to the ceiling again. As we exhale, bring that hand down. Same thing on the other side, then reaching up with an inhale. As we exhale, reaching over the top. Inhaling back to the ceiling. As we exhale, we'll bring that hand down. So we'll bring right hand on, left knee, left hand out behind us. Let's take a twist. So we're lifting up with an inhale. Twisting open as we exhale. Taking some deep breaths there. As we exhale again, let's come back round. Swapping over then, same thing on the other side. So we're lifting up with an inhale. Twisting that chest open as we exhale. Or with an exhale again, then let's come back round to centre. We'll take a forward fold then. So have your legs wider if you need to. So we're lifting up with an inhale, nice and tall. And as we exhale then, maybe staying there. We're starting to walk those hands forward, chin in towards the chest. Back of the neck's nice and long. Knobbly bits of your bum pressing down. With an inhale, let's walk the hands all the way back up. Fingers face your bum then this time. Palms pressed down, elbows and shoulders squeezing in. As we inhale, lifting the chest. If you want to then, we'll lift the bum and bring both knees down onto the floor, pressing those hips forward for more of a stretch. As we exhale then, chin back towards the chest and we'll bring the bum back down. Good, so we'll come onto our hands and knees. So knees under hips. Wrists, elbows, shoulders stack as well. We'll do cat-cow. So with an inhale, we'll let that belly drop down into cow. Chest moves forward, head lifts. And as we exhale, let's tuck the toes under into cat. Inhaling into cow, let the belly drop down. And as we exhale, then tuck the toes under into cat. Great. Moving with your breath then, breathing in into cow. And then breathing out. One more of each, inhaling. And then exhaling. Good. So with an inhale, let's bring ourselves back up, spreading those fingers out nice and wide, then pressing through the whole palm. Let's press through those feet as well. Lifting the hips up then into your downward dog. So see how we're feeling then. Knees can stay bent if that helps. We'll start to walk out those legs, stretching those calves, pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Just moving around as much as you need to. Try and take some deep breaths there. Great. So with an exhale then, let's bring those knees back down onto the mat. Back onto our hands and knees again. Rolling the creases of our elbows to face forwards and let's do our arm strengtheners. So we'll take an inhale. As we exhale then, hips towards the hands, either staying there or elbows hug those ribs as we start to lower down. Inhaling, we're pushing through the hands to lift ourselves back up. As we exhale, just gently pushing the bum back. Great, same again, then creases of our elbows face forwards. Inhale. Exhale, then hips towards the hands. Hold it there, we'll start to lower. Inhale to push back up. Exhale, push our bum back. Great, last one then, creases face forwards. Inhale. Exhale, then weight forward and either holding it there or lowering down. Inhaling to push back up. Good, as we exhale, let's push our bum back a bit. Brilliant. So spread the fingers wide, then tuck your toes under. We're lifting those hips back up into a downward dog. So really trying to spread the weight equally through the hands and the feet. And again, move it around if you need to. Great. So with an exhale then, let's bring those hands back down again. So back onto our hands and knees. So let's take our left leg out behind us. Rest the toes on the floor and then drop that left heel down. Just making sure then that our right wrist, elbow and shoulder is still stacked. And when you're ready then, can we press down and reach that left arm to the ceiling? If you feel a bit wobbly, try pivot on that right knee and just move your right foot off the mat. So rather than it being straight behind, and that helps you a little bit as well if you're feeling a bit wobbly, it gives you a bit more stability. Good. Great, so with an exhale then, left hand comes back down, left knee comes back in. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll take our right leg back this time, dropping that right heel down. And then when you're ready, let's reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Great, and the same thing then, we can pivot on that knee to take the left knee, to take the left foot even off the mat. If you're feeling a bit wobbly on this side, or try and press into the whole of that right foot. So right leg still doing a bit of work. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale then, hand and knee slide back in. Fingers are spreading out nice and wide again then. Toes are tucking under. And we're back up into a downward dog. So really using your downward dog then to find any tight bits through the body. Really trying to stretch the whole body out. So working those heels towards the mat. Working those hips towards the back of the mat. And working the head towards the top of the mat. Full body stretch. Yeah, well done. So with an inhale then, let's look forward and start to bring the feet to the top of the mat. As we exhale then, let's fold over those legs, bending the knees if we need to. And as we inhale, we're pushing through the feet. We're reaching all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, we'll bring the hands back to center. Great, same again then, inhaling out and up all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, let's fold forward and come into a half rise. So hands on your thighs, shins, or fingertips in front of those toes. We've got soft bend through those knees. Bum presses out, head pulls forward, and feel the stretch at the backs of those legs. Great. Take some deep breaths there. Bend the knees a bit more than if it feels like too much of a stretch. And with an inhale, we're pressing through the feet and reaching back to the ceiling. As we exhale, hands are coming back to center. Great, same again, then inhaling all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward and come all the way down with a nice flat back. We're going to pop a real good bend through the knees and this time. Feet are about as wide as your hips and we're coming into ragdoll. So let's grab our elbows, let the body hang over the legs and just maybe take a bit of a sway with those arms. Or maybe gently nodding and shaking your head. Real deep bend through the knees. So you can let that lower back relax a little bit. Great. So with an exhale, let's bring those hands down to the mat. And as we inhale, pressing through those feet, reaching back to the ceiling. As we exhale, let's bring those hands back to center. Good. Let's come into a lunge then. So inhaling all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward and come all the way down. Inhale, let's step that left foot back. Bring the left knee onto the floor. So we've got the right knee underneath the ankle. Pressing through that right foot. And as we inhale, let's reach up or hands on hips wherever we can. So let's find some deep breaths there. As we exhale then, let's bring the hands down either side of that right foot. We're coming into half monkey, so you might need to move your left knee back a little bit as we start to pull that right hip back, right heel on the floor, then right toes go to the ceiling. Option then to bring more of a bend to the right knee, using blocks under your hands as well if that feels a bit better. But just looking for a stretch at the back of that right leg. Bringing the hands a bit closer then to the ankle for more of a stretch if you want it. Great, let's take some deep breaths there. With this inhale, we're going to bring the hands about halfway up the legs, about level with halfway up your calf. And again, might need a block under the left hand on this one, and we can pop a real good bend through the right knee if you need to. So when you're ready then, as we inhale, we're going to start to twist open to the right side. Right arm can go to the ceiling or into the lower back. It's going to make the stretch on the right leg stronger. So see how you go, pop more of a bend through the knee if you need to. Great. Find some deep breaths there. Brilliant. Keeping that right leg where it is, we're going to start to reach our right arm out behind us, drawing the belly button up towards the spine, using our core muscles. Nice and gently, we're lifting the left arm off the mat, and we're taking that twist towards the right side. So we can have hands on hips if you feel better there, and try not to lock out this right knee. So keeping that right knee nice and soft. Shall we take some deep breaths? Yeah, good. So with an exhale, come back round to centre. We'll bring that right foot back down onto the floor. Hands come down. If you moved your left knee out, then wiggle it back in again, so we can get the right knee back on top of the ankle. Let's pop the palms down then, slide that right knee back. We're back onto our hands and knees again. Elbows facing forward. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, move that weight forward, and we'll lower the chest. Inhale, then sliding onto our bellies. We're coming into cobra. Elbows hug those ribs, then head pulling forward, chin in towards the chest, nice and long through the back of the body. Take some deep breaths. Great, so with an inhale, press through those hands, lift yourself back up, hands and knees. Let's tuck our toes under then and push our bum all the way back to those heels, chin in towards the chest again. And real strong legs then. Press through your feet to straighten the legs back up. And we're back into a downward dog. Yeah, well done. So just find a couple of deep breaths there. So with this inhale then, let's look forward and bring the feet to the top of the mat. As we exhale, let's fold over those legs. Inhale in, pushing through the feet. Let's reach all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, we'll bring those hands back to center. Same on the other side then. So reaching up with your inhale. Exhale, let's fold forward and come down with a flat back. Inhale, we'll take the right foot back this time. Bring the right knee down. So into that lunge on the left side. Great. With an inhale, then press through that left foot. Let's reach to the ceiling. Take some deep breaths there. Good. We'll keep those shoulders nice and relaxed again. As we exhale then, let's bring those hands down, ready for half monkey. So just taking the right knee back a bit if you need to, and then we'll start to pull that left hip out behind us. Left heel on the floor, then left toes pull off. And same thing. So bend in that left knee if you need to, using blocks under those hands. Or we'll walk the hands further forward for more of a stretch. It's up to you, wherever feels best for your leg. Coming back to some deep breaths again. So with an inhale, let's bring those hands halfway up the leg again. And again, using a block under that right hand if you need to, or using a real good bend through that left knee. As we inhale, we can take that left arm up to the ceiling, or left hand into your lower back, drawing the left shoulder back. So feeling that stretch on the left leg get stronger, but like I say, good old bend through the knee to stop it being such a strong stretch. Nice, well done. Let's take some deep breaths, Dylan. Yeah, great. So with your exhale, we're taking that left arm out behind as we're using our core muscles then. And again, a good old bend through the left knee if you need to. Let's start to gently lift the right arm off. And taking that twist. So hands can come on hips if it feels better. Main thing here is that we're not locking out that left knee. Great. So with an exhale, let's come back round to centre, bending the knee so the left foot comes back down. And we'll bring those hands either side of that left foot. Let's bring that right knee in. Sliding the left knee back. Pushing those palms down. Then let's take a, what's it called? Knees, chest, chin. So rolling the creases of our elbows forward. Let's take an inhale. With an exhale, then weight forward. Let's lower the chin and the chest. Inhale and then sliding forward into a cobra. Elbows hug those ribs. Let's take some deep breaths. And with an inhale, let's push ourselves back up, hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide. Then tuck the toes under and lifting ourselves up into downward dog. Taking some deep breaths. Yeah, well done. Brilliant. So with an inhale, let's look forward then and bring those feet to the top of the mat. As we exhale, let's fold over the legs. Inhaling, press through the feet. Let's reach to the ceiling. As we exhale, bring those hands back to centre. Yeah, well done. So let's find the four corners of that right foot then. We're pressing down through the whole foot, and with an inhale, let's hitch the left knee up nice and high. Shoulders nice and relaxed. It's find a spot to focus on. Really good. So with an exhale then, nice and gently, let's start to press that left heel back. We're coming into a warrior three. So hinge at the hips, press the left heel out behind us, feeling out the balance through that right foot. Again, let's try to find some deep breaths, nice and long through the back of the body. Oh, with an exhale then, let's step that left foot back. We're going to land on the left toes, not falling over. Bringing the hands back to the centre, then we're coming into a warrior one. So we've got the right knee on top of the ankle, left toes out behind us. And either stay in there, or with an inhale, let's reach the right arms up. Nice and broad across the chest again. Can we find that deep breath? Good. back. Pulling the hands down and lifting the chest. Forward for a humble warrior. So right shoulder's working down gently towards the inside of the right leg. If neck and shoulders feel all right, we'll start to lift the hands away from the lower back, but see how you feel. Try not to strain the neck if we can. Yeah, good. Brilliant. Then. With this inhale then, let's press through those feet and gently rise back up to the ceiling. As we exhale then, we're going to step that left heel down, hips and shoulders opening up then into our warrior two. You said warrior three, warrior two. So right heel lines up with the arch of that left foot, moving into readjust those feet. Nice and relax through the upper body. Let's take some deep breaths. Yeah, well done. So with an inhale, let's straighten up then. We'll pop hands on hips. We're going to bring our hips and shoulders back round to the front edge of your mat and we'll do a revolve triangle. So as we inhale, let's take the left arm to the ceiling. And then exhale, let's think about the right hip pulling to the back of the mat as our left arm reaches forward. Again, soft bend through the knee so we're not overstretching it. Left hand on that right leg wherever we can. So let's pull the head forward then with an inhale. And as we exhale, can we start to take the twist? So pulling our right shoulder back, twisting our chest towards that right leg. We'll try and find the four corners of both feet. Yeah, good. Option then to take the right arm to the ceiling if you want to. Yeah, brilliant. And then we're still breathing into our belly. So nice deep breaths. Well done. Good. Good. So with an exhale then, come back round, look down to that right foot. We're going to come into normal triangle. So right hand comes down. Drawing the left shoulder back as we inhale. Let's take the left arm to the ceiling. Ooh, I'm very wobbly this morning. Drawing those hips back, head moves forward. Hand can rest on that lower back as well if that feels better. Let's take some deep breaths there. Yeah, well done. So with an inhale, let's press through those feet and come all the way back up. So pop hands on hips then and turn our toes out and our heels in and we'll do a wide leg forward fold. So outside edges of the feet pressing down, we're lengthening to the ceiling as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, let's start to fold forward. So pressing our bum out behind us, nice flat back. Coming about level with those hips and checking in with our knees then to make sure we're not overstretching the knees. And see how you go this morning then. So we can keep hands on hips, we could bring them down onto blocks or onto the floor, underneath those shoulders, maybe walking a bit further forward or bringing forearms down, walking the fingertips backwards, wherever works best for you. Nice flat back, and really just paying attention to our knees. Let's take some deep breaths again. Yeah, well done. So bring the hands back underneath the shoulders again, then if you've moved them out anywhere. We're going to start to move the hands over to our right leg. So bend your right knee if you need to. Turning our right toes round to the front edge of your mat, then turn onto your left toes. We're going to come into a runner's lunge. So back facing the front edge of your mat. Knee goes on top of the right ankle, hip sinking down, chest moves forward then as the top of the head starts to lift. Now we can bring that left knee down if it's too much of a stretch on your hips. Let's find some deep breaths there. Great. Really good. So with an inhale then we're going to bring our left foot up to meet the right one at the top of the mat. Exhale, let's fold over those legs. Inhaling, we're pressing through the feet. Let's reach to the ceiling. And an exhale, we'll bring those hands all the way back to center again. Yeah, well done. So grabbing a drink then if you need one. And then we will do the left side when you're ready. Okay, let's have a look. Got you all back. So we'll start at the top of the mat again then. And we're coming into, so we're going to hitch the knee up and then go into a warrior three to start with. So feet about as wide as our hips, we'll bring those hands into a prayer at the center. So we'll think about the four corners of that left foot pressing down, drawing up through the sides of the left leg. And when you got your balance, and as we inhale, let's bring that right knee up. So lifting through the right knee, you'll be finding a spot to focus on. With an exhale, and we're coming into our warrior three. So we're pressing that right heel out behind us. We're still nice and strong through the four corners of the left foot. Folding forward. And again, finding another spot to focus on. Take some deep breaths. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale, bend your left knee and take your right foot back. We're landing on those right toes. Press through the four corners of the left foot. Let's start to bring ourselves up into a warrior one. So hands stay where they are. With an inhale, let's reach the arms to the ceiling. Good. So nice and strong through those legs. And slow, steady breaths again. With an exhale, then let's interlace those hands behind our back. Pulling the hands down, lifting the chest as we inhale. And exhale, let's fold forward for humble warrior. So nice and steady, so going to be wobbly on those right toes. Four corners of the left foot pressing down. Maybe lifting those hands away from the lower back if it feels all right for those shoulders. Yeah, well done. Let's try and find some deep breaths again. Yeah. Really good. So with your inhale, press. Opening hips and shoulders up, warrior two. Yes. So pressing out through both feet. Left heel lines up with the arch of the right one. Shoulders nice and relaxed again. Great. So with an inhale, let's straighten up through that left leg, hands on hips. Then we're bringing hips and shoulders back to the front edge of your mat. With an inhale, we'll take the right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, revolve triangle even, revolve triangle. So pulling the left hip back, reaching the right arm forwards. Checking with your left knee again, then not overstretching it. Hand comes down onto that left leg. So imagine that left hip works towards the back of your mat as your head works towards the front of your mat. And as we exhale, let's twist that chest towards the left side. Left arm extends up to the ceiling. Take some deep breaths. Work wherever you can. Good, well done. Brilliant. As we exhale again, then let's come back round to centre. So we're looking down to that left foot, bringing that left hand down into the inside of the leg. So draw it further up to make it a little bit easier. As we inhale, right shoulder rolls back, right arm to the ceiling for triangle. Good, so fingertips reaching up, pulling that chest apart. And with an inhale then, press through the feet, let's rise all the way back up. So pop hands on hips and let's turn toes out, heels in. We're going to do that wide leg forward fold. So press into the outside edges of both feet, knees got a little bend in them. We're lengthening up then with an inhale. Exhale, let's hinge at those hips. Pressing elbow out behind us, pulling the head forward, chin in towards the chest. Back of the neck's nice and long. And again, check with your knees so we can still get the stretch even with those knees bent. Hands coming down then if you want. Walking those hands back. So wherever feels best for you. Shoulders then if you walk them out. And we're going to start to move our toes. So into that runner's lunge. Hands either side of your left foot. Left knee on top of the ankle again. Hips sinking down. Chest lifting. Top of the head lifts as well. And then you've got that option to bring the right knee down if you want to. So wherever works best for you. Let's find some deep breaths again. Yeah, well done. So with an inhale, we're going to bring our right foot up to meet the left one. Exhale, let's fold over the legs. And inhaling, we're pressing through the feet. Let's reach back to the ceiling. As we exhale, we're bringing those hands back to centre. Yeah, well done. Great. So having a drink again then if you need one. And then we'll come to lay on our backs when you're ready. So we'll come to lay down when you are ready. So when you got yourself laying down, we'll just draw those knees in towards the chest. Give them a good old squeeze in. Just moving that weight around on the spine a bit. So rolling on any bits that still feel a bit tight. Great, so we'll take our right leg out then. So press your right leg away from the body, heel presses towards the bottom of your mat. We're hovering that leg above the mat an inch or two if you can. So we want to try and keep that lower back pressing down into the mat. We're bringing our left knee on top of our hip and our left knee and ankle about in line as well. Pressing those heels out away from the top of the head. Keeping the lower back where it is then. So with an inhale, we'll take that right arm to the ceiling. As we exhale, can we reach the left arm overhead and hover it as well? Good. So really working that lower back into the mat, using your core muscles. And we're still able to take some deep breaths at the same time. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale, we're going to draw the knees back towards the chest. Lower back stays on the mat then as we squeeze the knees in. Maybe moving the weight around a little bit again. Same thing on the other side then. So let's lengthen that left leg out. Press the heel away and hover that heel above the mat. And then bending that right knee. So knees on top of the hip again. And ankle and knee are in line. Checking in with your lower back then. And as we inhale, we'll take the left arm to the ceiling this time. As we exhale, let's reach the right arm overhead. So really long through the body. Second set, always start to feel it in your core. We'll try some deep breaths still. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale, knees are coming back in towards the chest. Give them a big old squeeze in. Weight's moving around on that spine. Brilliant. So let's come and take a twist then. So we'll take a real big inhale. And with our exhale, we're rolling the knees onto the right side. So right knee down, left knee on top. Can we bring that left shoulder blade back onto the mat? So if it feels like too much this morning, straighten your legs a little bit and you'll find that that left shoulder comes down nice and easy. Reaching those arms out then in that capital T position for a bit more of a challenge if you've got the room. Maybe rolling the neck to look to the left side. If neck and shoulders feel okay. As we inhale then, let's bring that neck gently back to center. So really squeeze your legs together as we start to roll them back over, and squeezing them together really helps us to not pull that lower back. So bring the knees back towards the chest then when they get there, rolling on that spine again. And we'll do the same thing over to the left. So let's take an inhale. And an exhale, rolling the knees towards that left side. So left knee down, right knee on top. Rolling the right shoulder back onto the mat. And the same thing again then. So if it's really tight on this right side, then we'll start to straighten those legs. Take the arms out wide. Maybe looking towards that right hand. And with an inhale then, let's bring the neck to center. So really squeeze your legs together then as we roll them back to centre. So help that lower back. And knees are coming in towards the chest. So let's give them a good old squeeze in then. So rolling the weight around. You can roll up on those shoulders, wherever you need to. Rolling around on the whole of the spine. Just getting rid of any last little bits of tension. We'll start to move the knees round. So the lowest part of your spine is pressing down onto the mat as well. And the same thing, just rolling round. And then back round in the opposite direction. So maybe taking those knees wide, bringing them back in. Rolling them round in one direction. Back in the opposite direction as well. Great. Brilliant. So when you're ready then, let's come into Shavasana. So if you want to pop anything warm on, you can do. And then come in to lay down when you're ready. So when you got yourself comfy, we'll just gently close the eyes. And we'll just let that breath go back to normal again. And we'll start softening down from the very top of the head. Relaxing the temples and across the forehead. Just releasing any tension from the jaw. Just allowing the neck and the shoulders to relax. Releasing any tension from the spine. And just allowing the belly and the chest to soften down as well. And relax all the way down the backs of the legs. All the way down to the soles of the feet. So we'll let the whole body completely relax. Just absorb all the benefits from the practice that we've just done. So I'll just start to take a deeper breath again. And gently just bring in a bit of movement back through those fingers. Back into those toes. You're giving those wrists a roll round. You can move the ankles as well. When you're ready then, let's reach those arms overhead and take a real big full body stretch, reaching through those hands, through the feet. We'll bring those knees in towards the chest, give them a good old squeeze in. Moving that weight around on the spine again. When you're ready, let's roll ourselves over onto our right hand side. We'll just take a couple more deep breaths there. When you're ready then, we can come back up to seated, but there's no rush.